Hello everyone, I am Valia and I knew very little about cats until I rescued those two. I had rescued cats and kittens before and I was volunteering at the Scars Cattery for some years, but sharing a home with a cat or cats is an entirely different experience. I won't be focusing on how to introduce a cat to a new home, but generally it needs time and patience and you have to let the cat come to you. You never go to the cat. This video will mainly focus on what the experience of living with a cat or cats includes. I don't mean to present all the negative, but unfortunately all the things that will be mentioned are reasons why cats are being returned from adoptive homes. So I just want to make sure that you know exactly what you expect before you make the decision of adopting a cat. First of all, cats are nocturnal animals. I mean, really nocturnal animals. They want to be asleep all day and usually awake most of the night. My two little monsters that are still very young, they are awake all night playing and chasing each other around. But since they're also social animals, they want to be awake but also close to me, which means I can have them jump on my head at 4 a.m. while I'm asleep. As they grow older, they become calmer and calmer, of course, which means that they might not jump on your head at 4 a.m., but they still probably wake you up really early in the morning. Number two, most of them love the outdoors, and this is a big decision. It's up to you to decide whether you're going to have an indoor cat only, whether your cat will be allowed on the garden, and how cat-proofed can your garden really be? It's almost the same dilemma that some dog owners have about letting dogs off leash or not. Number three, your furniture will be scratched. Of course, it all depends on the character of the cat, its age, and the alternatives you present your cat with. She needs to have a cat tree, and the cat tree needs to be in a prominent place in the main area of the house, but still, most probably your furniture will be scratched. The point of this video is to lead you to looking into techniques and tricks that you can do in order to prevent your cat from scratching your new sofa or armchair or desk chair or whatever. But still, most likely your furniture will be scratched. Number four, your ornaments, your Christmas tree, your camera, and anything you leave unattended is safe until it isn't. A cat might ignore something for years and then suddenly you find it on the floor. Of course, the younger the cat, the more things end up on the floor, but still you need to be careful. In my house, for example, since my cats are very young, the Christmas tree was tied to a very heavy wooden chair that was next to it. My laptop is always unplugged and closed when I'm not home, and of course my ornaments are glued to the bookcase. Number five, there will be a lot of cat hair everywhere and the lint roller will be your best friend. I'm not sure I was clear enough. There will be cat hair everywhere and the lint roller will be your best friend. Number six, cats like sitting up and looking down. You need to provide them with their own space where they can sit up and look down, but still they will climb anywhere. Number seven, you might struggle with finding the best solution for the cat litter. For me, it was an issue where it's going to be, what exactly it's going to be, what kind of brand of cat litter, if it's cat litter or not, pellets or something like that. But eventually you will find the best solution for you, and there are some very, very, very cute tricks online, like this one, which is one of my favorite ones. Number eight, cats like squeezing in everything that is inconvenient enough. So there will come this time where you will be looking for your cat for hours, calling her without her replying. You will panic, you will alert the neighbors, you will even make flyers of her being lost. Chances are that she's probably sleeping in a cupboard or your closet, and she will appear hours later after you've lost some years of your life. Making a cat do something can be very difficult. The vet, for example, can actually be a struggle, and cats actually forget the fact that you put your cat in a box without any problems and took her to a vet a year ago. It doesn't mean that she will have the same perfect behavior a year after or 2 years after. I actually had a friend who needed to move his cat and he was trying for days to get her to go into the cat box, and actually he ended up being very badly scratched. We even had to use a trap in the house in order to trap the cat and put her in the box, and that failed too. So my advice is just to keep your cats familiar with the box. Don't let them forget it. And one of the reasons why I try to leash train mine is that they are used to being grabbed and carried around, because I'm a bit paranoid with safety and there might be an earthquake or a fire or something. You can grab your dogs and run out, but you can't easily grab the cats and run out. So, knock on wood. Just like dog toys, it's not advisable to leave cat toys around unattended, especially the ones that have long strings and threads, etc., because they can actually injure themselves. Play with them and then hide them away until the next time you want to play with them. Number 11, if you have a soft spot for bugs or birds, be prepared and don't be mad at your cat if she comes back with a present. It's their nature, and if you choose to have a pet that is a predator, this is what happens. Some people use collars with bells in their cats when they are let outside in order for the birds to hear the cat and protect themselves. Just be very careful, because it needs to be an elastic type of collar, so if the cat gets caught in something, she can pull and remove it. Otherwise, it's very dangerous that they strangle themselves. Number 12, you have to really think about what is going to happen when you're away on vacation. Cats are not like dogs. You cannot bring them with you unless they are super trained, which is very, very rare. So 99.9% of cat owners actually leave the cats at home and hire a cat sitter or ask a friend to cat sit for them. And don't expect any happy, funny, wagging tails when you're back. They will probably hide from you and give you the silent treatment for a few hours or days because you left them. Which brings us to number 12. It's my personal belief that it is better to have 2 cats or 4 or 10 than 1. Of course, we're not talking about cats that have lived all their lives on their own and need to be rehomed as only pets. We're generally talking about cats that are social. I believe it is much better to have more than 1. The main reason is, apart from the fact that when you're away, they have someone to keep them company, we choose them as indoor pets, and then we prevent them from seeing anyone else of their species ever again. It is very important for any animal to have a relationship with someone of their own species, and it's nice to sometimes sit back and just watch the cats be cats between each other. They groom each other, they play together, they fight, they run around, they speak their own language. And I've been watching my 2 kittens for a year now, and I am so happy that they have each other, because it makes them more whole, I believe. This is my personal experience. It's not that you're going to have a cat as an only pet and it's going to be depressed or it's going to be a sad cat, but I think that they are missing out on something. There are some things that they can only do with each other or to each other, and if anything, it's beautiful to watch them do it. I think that's about it. That was all based on my personal experience after spending a year living with my 2 little monsters. If you have any feedback, please leave a comment below. I'm going to give you the same advice that I give to all potential dog owners. Choose an adult animal. Having a young kitten around or a young puppy or any young animal is really like having a kid, and some people really struggle with it, and it's a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of patience. One last thing to make you smile. What I found most interesting about living with cats is they have this way of making the house come to life. Suddenly your Christmas tree or your bookcase or your chair or everything, they seem to come to life. They seem alive, because the cats will go everywhere and will sit on everything, and suddenly you look at your furniture from a different angle, as if they're alive somehow. And I don't know if you knew already, adult cats only meow to communicate with their humans. You can have a colony of 40 stray cats on the street, and it's as quiet as ever. They do not meow, they do not talk to each other this way. Cats have learned to meow, adult cats, only to speak to us. And they only speak when they have something to tell us, which I found very, very cute. And now I'm going to show you my microphone.